Working on kind of refining this class. Something's up with my lot and something is up with like the cleanup of nodes, properly cleaning up after themselves. I think my merges and splits are probably going to end up needing to be submitted as batch updates. But let's try it. What the hell? There we go. Okay, so why did this happen? And is it consistently the same on every face? Because if it's consistently the same on every face, that sounds like it's probably an indexing issue. Like if every face is missing one and it's fucked up, then there's like a point where I'm iterating the children with like the wrong indices, is what it feels like to me. And that is certainly what it looks like. And that could explain a lot of the weird behavior I've seen as well. So, there we go. Yeah, we definitely have to get the removes gated behind the ads for sure. However, okay, so all right, let's restart this. I want to see that initial load state again. It looks like maybe, okay, so if I'm seeing a bunch of 3s, 2s, 1s, 1, 1, 1. Here's a 0. But that's the root. No. This is the root. We should be seeing 0, 1, 2, and 3. Please check every instance of referencing. So which of the second level nodes did not get done for each face? So four is the root, 0. So let's look for Alright, hang on. Clear this. Start it again. I may need to track the rendered on a per lot level. wiki video. Alright.
Oh, hey partner, thanks for clicking on my video. Welcome to Hidden Gems. This is my new show where we reminisce over all the incredible masterpieces that have been buried in the digital storefronts and obscured by the passage of time.
Oops.
Last year there were 10,644 new video games released. Out of those, probably like 100 of them were actually sold copies. Now, is that because those were the higher quality games of that year? No. No. A wise man once said, there are no bad video games, only bad reviewers that aren't a fan of the series. The first game I want to look at is Lair.
Rated T for teen. Only on PlayStation 3.
This is a game that every gamer should have in their collection, even if it isn't necessarily in your actual gaming rotation. I just think every person should have a copy, like, in the back of their closet that they forgot they had. This is a PS4 exclusive, which so that the game reviewers would know, what to think about the game. And you can see the man there enjoying the Lair reviewer guide. A lot of reviewers said the guide was more fun than the game, which was not well received. This game has never been ported to PS4 or PS5, and I think it's total bullshit that Lair was treated like it was. You look at a game like Demon Souls, which is considered to be this great game, and that game has, 3 dragons in it? In Lair, you will have at least 12 dragons on screen in one battle. So this is the better game, and at $10, you can't go wrong. Dino Break! This is a new game for Steam and Nintendo Switch. Clearly, it is heavily inspired by the long-forgotten gem Dino Crisis. And just look at these screenshots. Aren't these beautiful? Here she is shooting at a large egg.
Cypress Ridge was enjoying a tranquil, unsuspecting night, none the wiser to what would wait for them the next morning. Eggs.
Oh my god.
This wasn't Farmer Joe's chicken coop. And those aren't chicken eggs.
That is a chicken egg. Chicken is the T-Rex father. What was it?
Behold, Dino Break.
Looks like you'll have to battle a Triceratops at some point. Here she is, aiming an assault rifle, point blank range at a big raptor.
Only a few brave souls dare to take back their city. Dinner time.
Oh fuck. It looks like an absolute slaughter up here.
Wow, this looks incredible. Just the new Unreal Engine 3? This looks even better than the screenshots.
Oh shit, the eggs are in here. I better be careful not to touch or hit them, otherwise they may hatch.
Triceratops hatched out an egg. Shoot that guy. Shoot that Triceratops. Oh, he's back, get him! Get him, oh my guys, get him, get that guy! Shoot that guy! Oh, there's another one there! Wait, why was the T-Rex so little?
Behold, Dino Break.
I think this game is gonna Dino Break on the records. It's going down in history as one of the best Dino Crisis inspired games of this year. And at a budget price of $20, you can't really go wrong. Once you got 2 copies of Lair, you probably have, 5 or 6 in the back of your house somewhere. Go get them up, trade them in for a copy of Dino Break. Why not? Now let's talk about A-Train. This is a series that I always get a lot of requests to talk about. For gamers that love to simulate the economic challenges of building and managing a train line, this is an incredible series for you. I love the soundtrack for this. So energetic, Music like this just makes me want to wake up in the morning and make business decisions about what length and color of a train car I want to put on the track. You can even hop on board and ride your train through town in first person, soaking in that phenomenal PlayStation 1 atmosphere. If you're more of a graphics nut, and I know that you guys are out there, Mikey, I know what kind of graphics you like, then you might want to check out A-Train HX High Definition 720p. This is the version where you can hear the graphics sing. Look at how blue that water is. And you know, at $20 you can't go wrong. You could trade in Dino Break, pick this up. They put the box art going the wrong direction. It's rated A for A-Train. This is a great series. Last week I made a Grand Theft Auto video, and for those of you that actually read the video descriptions, I left a hint in there for you that the trailer would be announced the next week, which it officially was. We'll finally be getting the first trailer for GTA 6 in December. So in honor of this great moment in gaming history, I want to take a look at Body and Brain Connection for Xbox 360. This game is only $5, so it's got that going for it. Although you do need the Kinect to play it, so that's going to bump the price up quite a bit.
No controller needed. You are the controller.
When I look at this, I remember that some hidden gems should stay hidden where nobody can ever see them again. Crazy Frog Racer. This looks promising. $9, huh? What is this, layer? Come on now. Let's see if this is worth $9. Yeah, I would say that's a fair price. Seventh Dragon 2020 for the PSP. The price on this thing is just tanked after 2020 and the events didn't come true like we thought. This is one of those games that you always hear about. Of course, when we're talking dragons, I have to compare you against layers, and sadly most games can't meet the bar set by that game. I have 12 copies personally. So let's check out the trailer for 7th Dragon and see what this is all about. AD 2020. Dragons came out of nowhere. Human was defeated. I guess it's dragons driving those cars. However, there is an only hope. Hunt all dragons or die. Frantic flee. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're playing. Alright, next is RoboCop Rogue City. This is a brand new release. Just came out a week ago, and already people are saying it's becoming a hidden gem. I love the movie RoboCop. This is probably even better. I love the RoboCop song. You go Robo. I love. Let's just play this shit and so I can really do it. Look at his shirt. It says winners do drugs. That's not right. I am RoboCop. I saw you doing drugs. Consider this a warning.
That graffiti is fresh.
I'll take care of this RoboCop. These guys just jaywalk right in front of me. Robo move. Boom, boom, bam. Oh my god. Boom, boom. Just get the fuck out of here. Boom, sit there. Hey man. You're under arrest. You think you can turn left at an intersection on signal? The sign said 15-minute parking. You've been there for 16. Through the ball. This guy, I forget what you did. Through the ceiling.
What are your prime directives?
Shoot everybody.
Okay, nothing disturbed.
You're going down, sucker!
My health bar isn't going down.
I got him!
You got this. You got me. Oh, you got
What
me.
do you know where that came from?
Yeah, just you gotta get some better bullets or
I'm
something.
too hungover for this shit.
Alright.
Kill this asshole!
That was illegal.
Wow, you can issue tickets? This is RoboCop.
Ooh, this guy parked in front of a hydrant. Oh, check this out. Check me out, guy. Here I go. Bam! Oh, that was badass. There he is. That's the guy that parked in front of a hydrant. Can't do that. That was only $10? I'd buy that for $1. I think that's going to be it this week for Hidden Gems. Let me know what games you would like me to cover next week in the comments. Doesn't matter if it's Lost Luggage for Atari. I'll check it out. I mean, literally any game you want to see, I'll do it. And that's what's so fun about this show. It can even be Izzy's quest for Olympic rings. What the fuck is this? I can get 6 uncirculated copies for $600. I feel like this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. What are you guys thinking? Should I pull the trigger on this? Let's see what this guy thinks.
You should stay away from this one.
Alright. I'm just gonna get 60 copies of Layer instead.
Yeah. RoboCop, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you know I'm Robocopping, baby. Robocopping, baby. Robocopping, yeah, yeah, yeah. Robocopping, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, chat, what's going on? Gonna blast some bad guys today, yeah. Gonna lock them up good. Robocopping, baby, yeah. Welcome to my jurisdiction. The Robo District. Let me tweak this thing first. Robocopping, baby. Robocopping. Yo, business. What's going on, business? Yo, Jasco, what up, dude? Clapping robo cheeks, baby, yeah. Making that metal clap together. Clapping robo cheeks, yeah.
Somebody.
A 9mm bullet blows the lung out of the body.
Somebody posted on.
I'm 21 years old, but on the
I mean, that's one way to do it, right? Just enforce it through our check. It's not happening that often, so maybe that'll be enough. I don't like it because it means that something is fundamentally wrong in my math somewhere, but like, you know, like, why is it doing this down here? Doesn't make any sense. Hmm. Please review this. What the fuck? We're getting there. So I basically have the whole thing done. There's just some persistent bugs that I'm having a hard time figuring out. And some like optimizations that still need to be made, but like the core is there. Like I have some kind of indexing thing going wrong here. I'm gonna have to scan around for, and like these shouldn't be disappearing until after the children have rendered over the top of it. So I'm gonna have to look into like submitting the batch updates. So like I think that this may be the indexing thing I was talking about, like these missing nodes and the inconsistent pattern here. There's like there's somewhere where I'm referencing an index improperly. I don't know why like these shouldn't be registering as active LODs for where the camera is right now. Yeah, like I'm pretty happy with it. It's just there's a lot of work to be done to get it polished up all the way. Like this is all jacked up now, right? I'm getting like what I believe to be like orphaned nodes basically, where they can't clean themselves up. Hang on. No, right now it's just a simple distance calculation. I'm not doing any kind of, like, I'm doing very simple stuff. I've done a few experiments with nanite, but it's really not, none of them have been particularly successful. Like, I tried splitting it up into smaller high density nanite faces and doing a flat terrain that way with some materials that I had laying around. And it wasn't super great, primarily because the nanite's like updating the mesh a lot, and that's fine if you're pulling from like a height map, but I'm pulling from noise, so like that, like you can see the points kind of vibrating around, if that makes sense. I can't do it. I can't do this. I don't think I can do it like this. Has rendered. I need has rendered to be WAD level specific, I think. I think that's part of the problem. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about doing that. So I haven't had much luck making it work with nanite. Making this kind of an approach work with nanite, where you're generating it from noise and mesh points. You can use nanite for the other. It's actually simpler than that right now. I haven't really gone super hard on the WAD calculation method until I get like the whole tree structure working properly, but all it's doing right now is calculating its distance to each quad tree node by a percentage of the radius of the master sphere. So like the closer you get to the bounds of each node, supposedly, the more it's supposed to, the higher water level you would get. See, like, I don't know why the fuck it's doing this. This makes no sense to me. This looks pretty good. But, like, what the hell? You know? It is right here. No bounds is a cube or a F box that spawned from the 4 points, the 4 corner points of the face, and it's as high as the amount of noise offset we're allowing for. So noise offset's a percentage of the radius. So you have a box that's like that tall from each of the 4 points of the I wonder. It's almost like, okay, hang on, let me think about this. It's almost like no, I don't think so. It's the only way I'm doing it right there, as far as like calculating the water level that's being used right now, is this right here. I would use a more detailed LOD function, but I have to get the tree itself working properly before I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to sink a lot of time in figuring out LOD levels that make sense, like, for the camera, until I'm confident that, like, the underlying tree structure makes sense and is bug free. Like, I tried to do one with like screen space here as well. I mean, I guess it's not pretty, but one thing that we could do rather than trying to track for each node is have a has rendered and is dirty. From what I'm seeing is that the conditions set for the calculations are either overlapping multiple locations, multiple results have overlapping variables, either in the calc or where the calc is pulling from. Yeah, that's possible. Like, it's possible that, like, I think I'm doing the boxes right, the bounding boxes for the nodes, but it's possible that that could be wrong. I may need to take into account. Hang on, where was that? So from that, we would look here. We take. So this is the point that's supposed to track the 4 points on the sphere. So we're taking each point that forms the bounds of our sphere in the non-normalized space, normalizing it, multiplying it by the sphere radius, and then adding the actor location to get our 4 points. While our center on the face that we're looking at stays the same. Let me take a look at this actually. It's, yeah, there's, I'm sure there's definitely something going on. So, hang on, let's look at this. So these are supposed to be the post-normalized bounding box corners right here. So we're on the X face. So this is going to be either like -1 or 1. Then we're modifying it. This may be the problem right here. I may not be able to do it like this. Yeah, so the way that calculation is working right now, or at least the way that I thought that it's working, but I'm beginning to get suspicious of the bounds of the nodes themselves, is... Alright, we got a quadri face like this. And the way it's supposed to work is at construction time we calculate where these like non-noise modified values are at in actual space. And we know that we're allowing our noise to displace our landscape by like, let's say 0.075 of the radius of the planet. So like you could have a mountain up to 7.5% of the radius of the planet. So that would be like your max elevation. So what I'm trying to do is build a box around these nodes that stretches but I think I may be applying that pre-normalized, which would probably cause issues. But I'm trying to make a box that stretches like this, so we have our original box, and then we're going to basically form a bounding box with the maximum height of the landscape in both directions on the axis relative to the center. So like, and then here's this. And here's our center point on this face, and on our bottom face we have... So that's the idea, but I think this is wrong actually. Let's send this off to coworker real quick. See what it thinks. This is supposed... quadri face sphere with a... I think this is wrong. Spheres center. Yeah, because maybe if I was just pushing it like in like, if I was just pushing it out in the same axis of its parent face, then that would probably cause some issues. It's supposed to calculate the bounding box for a given quadri face on the sphere with a height relative to the sphere's center of a... times constant. Probably wrong. Can you not just pull the size of the planet generated pre-noise gen? Then have it ignore noise from there and just pull surfaces with a little more give. So you need that kind of thick slice because I mean you could have more give. You're right. You could potentially do that, but I want it to be like when you're cruising around on the surface of the planet. If you're within like the height of the highest mountain, close to the planet, I want it to be like completely ignoring elevation in that case, right? So that was the reason I was thinking use a bounding box. But it seems like I'm pretty sure this bounding box calculation is wrong. I think it's probably wrong. Let's see if coworker. Let's see if coworker can interpret this picture that I drew. Here is the code, and I include a rough diagram. So like basically I want it to only take x and y into consideration like once you're within a certain distance of the planet's surface, because trying to do it on a mesh basis is difficult. Corner points are being normalized. No, it's cool, dude. I've been grasping at straws for days on this. Like this is a great example of like the 80-20 rule, where like 80% of the work takes 20% of the time and 20% of the work takes 80% of the time. This is like this is like the poster boy for that right now. Yeah, this is what I thought. Okay, can you... And the F-box might... Can you have an F-box? You can't have an F-box. It's not... Okay. Two problems I'm immediately realizing. If an F-box is defined by 2 points, you cannot do an F-box that has its own like orientation like this. Because if all you got is 2 points... then your box is always like a voxel box, basically. Like it's just an upright XYZ axis box. So this is definitely what's causing the weirdness with the LOD, probably. Okay. So I am... simple method yeah, I know what you're saying. But okay, so we can actually, let's just do this. For now, I can fix the weirdness most likely by just doing this. We'll just switch it to the other method. Now instead we're using spheres. It's still not perfect. I know it's still not perfect, but we're basically taking the distance to the center of a sphere on each point. I don't know, it's pretty like the logic is pretty compartmentalized in this thing at this point, so it's not too hard to mess with parts of it. Now, this seems like a ABS somewhere, or because like it did exactly what I wanted it to do now. Like that's perfect, except it ignored half of the sphere. So fixing that janky idea of calculating the distance, I think, is worthwhile on its own. And we can just use this one for now. I'm gonna do like FOV stuff. Yeah, that's What the fuck are you doing? It's also not timestamp culling this stuff properly, I don't think. We're just getting the whole queue of updates at once. I did go ahead and grab the gradient that I already had for the other planet textures and apply it to this so that I could get a little bit better visualization of what we're talking about here. And I also did something kind of cool. It's not going to work because of that thing we were just looking at, but I have it. Hang on, I'll show you. This is fun. Planet actor. I added a little boolean here. So I just flipped it off of use demo camera. So now if I actually start playing it with my little shitty spaceflight pawn, I should be able to see it updating. See, like, why did it decide to do this over here as high density? It doesn't make a ton of sense. Oh god. Did I make a mistake opening the output log? Oh, I know exactly why. I think. Here, I'm just going to stop it. Bring it down, bring it back up. So the way it's supposed, yes, that's definitely part of the problem. Is that I think it's actually more a relationship of them getting like orphaned in the tree. Like the merge is maybe clearing out some relationship but not propagating properly and leaving some nodes down at the bottom. Because I have this log in here that I added to check for that. Yeah, precisely. And just gonna see if I can get it running with the player camera real quick. So like basically the way that I fix stuff like this is I have to just sit and stare at it for a million hours, and eventually I'll get tired of doing that and come up with the right answer. Yeah. That's how you do it. That's how you fix hard problems, is you literally just sit there and do nothing and stare at it until you're sick of looking at it and actually come up with the answer. I mean, I can always hop off this and go to something else, but I want to finish this so that I can get like the atmosphere in. I've got that nice atmosphere that I wrote, the post-process shader. Get it all in a blueprint. I'm also like, so my noise generation here right now is just this encoded string from Fast Noise, but I can break the noise pieces up that I want to be able to manipulate out of that and put them in their own strings, and then add the ability to like proceduralize that noise formula, right? But right now I'm just using like a default one that I know looks okay. This is the same concept of noise as I used in the material procedural plan. It's just reproduced in Fast Noise too. But eventually, once all of the like engine stuff, the framework that everything else is built on works, then I can go and proceduralize that noise function, and that's where like the real fun part comes in, right? Because then you can start doing stuff like, oh, maybe I come up with some noise that represents craters. Maybe I come up and you can blend them together and stuff, and that stuff is all fun. But first, I have to get through this nightmare. Yeah, like this is too much. Why you registering everything as the highest level of WAD on this entire top face and choking my computer out? And this is why it's not super practical to just render the whole fucking planet at the right resolution. All good, dude. I do too. Hope you feel better. It just chokes out. Can't handle it. Yep. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun when like all the disparate pieces start coming together. It's gonna be fun. I think gravity zones is something I want to look at soon. I have like a basic gravity zone, but I want to add like distance squared fall off and things like that to it. I want to add logic to where like you can warp around, but when you go and you enter into like an influence zone of a celestial body, you get pulled out of like whatever hyperspeed you're going in. So like that's how you can manage like letting them go fast, but also like slowing them down where it matters. I want to soon I want to try doing, okay, so I have these octrees, right, that I can generate spatial information with that can be used to proceduralize things. Right now I have everything in one big octree, but I want to try like a proof of concept of creating one octree for very large stuff, like galaxy level stuff, that's like your universe octree, one for like star level stuff and one for like system level stuff. And I want the system level stuff to be like real space. and I want to make the other two like conceptual space. So like they may, like the star area may only be like 10 times bigger than the planet area instead of like thousands, and the galaxy might only be 10 times bigger than the stars instead of like thousands. But we can figure out the difference in scale that we want, and we can modify the speed of those things so that like when you're moving those external octrees, those external octrees move at different rates in the same vector that the player's moving. So like if the player moves X, Y, Z, then you know that for something that's like galaxy scale, and say it's galaxy scale but it's only 10 times star scale, right? Well, we could also say, okay, well, you're going to move 99% of the vector the player just moved in the same direction the player just moved. And those outer two things can just be particle systems, and then you don't start loading in the actual assets for things like the planet models and stuff until you get one close enough to you to like swap it out, right? So you have like a top level octree, maybe 30 layers deep, or it could be less. Yeah, so like this is like space and time are the same, right? So like I don't know, dude. I don't help people. I help myself. I'm not trying to make money here, dude. Besides, I haven't done Java in a while. I've been on C# at work and doing this C++ stuff at home. But yeah. So like, you have an octree, and it holds your galaxy particle system, like your universe of galaxies. And you could have a particle system with 10,000 points in it pretty easily, and that's a lot of galaxies, right? And when you get close enough to one of those, you can load in the next octree, which could be your star scale octree, and that loads on top of wherever that thing was, wherever the galaxy was when you fade it out. And then you can go between those, and then at the like star level, you can spawn in another octree for like the system level stuff. And then that point, you're moving in like real space. But yeah, that's the idea. I want to try making that. I did something similar. I did something similar a while back with a treadmill when I first started trying to make like a infinite star treadmill, where like you would move the noise object at a rate kind of close to the player. Let's see. So why don't we just, okay, new idea. It's just the absolute simplest thing that we could do. And we can get rid of this too. try it. We're just going to do directly, it's not going to be perfect, but we're just going to do distance to center of the node. The distance to its center on the sphere. So this is like not what I was doing. More likely what I was doing was doing no, that's not right. Basically, I was forming like instead of forming it like in the direction of the sphere, I was forming it in like world space. So we'll just use distance. Most simple it could be. Oh yeah, and this was the other thing that I had it working with was, no, just pop in here in a little spaceship, and I took the tangents off because there was an error there that I need to check for, but there, it's trying to load new geometry. Oh, and again. Definitely need to get the batch updates in to make it so that splits and merges work properly. Maybe. Hang on a second. See if I can mark them to just merge themselves, maybe. Yep. Alright, so we fixed that with batch updates. I think that basically, like, I'm gonna have to go back to the old way and have the splits and merges actually manage their own render submissions, which means that they're gonna need to calculate geometry if it's not already there. Uh. So why? All right. Seen enough. Why? Okay. This is a problem immediately. So I have an idea of what might be going on here. I think Yeah, because here's what happens. Player start is right at the center of node 4, which is probably the up z-axis face. When the player, so that's where it registers the camera speed. 4 gets immediately split all the way down in, for every single node in it, down to the deepest level. But those are all going to get, like, rejected, basically. So what we need to do, okay, I think I finally might have the answer here. What we need to do is, instead of jumping the node to a LOD, we need to increment its LOD level. So, like, if on this pass I hit the top level and it says it's supposed to be a 6, I don't immediately set it to 6 and then split it to 6. I need to immediately split it one time, increment the level, and then the next pass is going to hit the 4 child nodes that just split, and it's going to check those, and one of them might still be a 6, but the other 3 will probably not be. They're going to be like 5s or 4s. And so they're okay. Yes. Okay, that's. I think that's how I can fix the weird behavior here. So can I do it like this? This is the way to do it, I think. Then you can, like, you enforce the proper tree splitting order. How can I... Hang on. Can I define... What bullshit? Yeah, this is what we'll do. And then what's gonna happen is that's gonna make it faster too, because you don't want to split like 5 times on every single point on the entire face. If once you split 3 of those 4 points don't need it, we'll pass the camera position down too, so that you can just calculate all that shit immediately. Okay, so we need those lot levels now. And so it'll be like iterative splitting. Instead of splitting it all at once, it'll split once, and then the next time it comes through, it's still going to say, oh yeah, you need to change. It'll split again, and it'll keep doing that until it hits the given level. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. I think that this will fix it, but I'm not going to have the time to do it all right now. We can assume it's a virtual leaf in both of these situations. So we're on a virtual leaf, we're checking it. Maybe I just don't care about that anymore in here. Okay. What? Okay. Okay, emergency. Emergency, emergency. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. Before you crash. Stop it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill the fire. It's a tree trying to generate infinity nodes. No. It's out of control. Kill it. All right, well, it's dinner time anyway. I'm gonna deal with this later.